Hi guys, Martin Curry, Belief Media, 13th of April 2026. I apologise for recording the video whilst I am driving, but again this video is only going to a couple of our Facebook groups, maybe 2 or 3 of our Facebook groups, so it's only being distributed locally, and it does allow me to communicate some important information to our clients, and this information is important to everybody, I think. There's not a single person in any of our groups that should not be subscribing to the program I'm about to introduce. Now, I think it was about November or so. In fact, it was at the beginning of last year where we reintroduced our funnels product. It was once at one point in time was a free product. We introduced a free product that was more effective than any paid product on the market, right? We take great pride in that. Our funnels product was always great. It was built up over the better part of 15 years, and there's still a ton. I couldn't tell you the exact number offhand, but there's still a ton of mortgage brokers that use this free product every single day of their life. When a couple of the crappy Facebook guys came around and started charging people for a service that was delivering less, we thought, hang on, we have to assign value to our product and put a price tag on it. So we priced a subscription model to it. And then I got sick of that, only because I felt, hang on, I've been giving this away forever and now I'm putting a price on it and stuff. So it was just a messy cycle. The cycle only lasted 3 or 4 months. But what we decided on the tail end of that is that I would apply less effort into marketing for mortgage brokers and focus more on those groups that are more profitable. Mortgage brokers contribute about 10% of our business income and probably 95% of my time. Like they can be quite draining, and brokers can be very, very difficult to deal with. And for months now, we've been trying to work out how we can continue to provide a broking service, because there was one point in time where I said, okay, what we're going to do now is we're going to introduce a webinar series. I'm only going to do it once or twice, and everybody that is inducted into the organisation we're inducted into the program, the workshop, will watch these 2 or 3 webinars before they deal with one of us and sort of introduce their ads. Now, what we discovered when we actually ran these programs, and we've run about, since November, we've actually run 27 webinars, which is quite a lot. And that's since November up until about 2 weeks ago. So there was a lot. And what we discovered is the most productive part of that was the feedback. One broker asking questions and a whole bunch of brokers benefiting from that. So that is what we're going to do moving forward. And that is, we're always going to have what we call our workshop. So the Broker Growth Program, which is a bunch of webinars that are designed to make honest fintech marketers out of you. And I promise people, you will come out the other end of this program and you will have more knowledge, and you'll be better positioned to create highly effective campaigns than anybody underline that promotes and provides a service to the industry. Now, we've gone through another little period in our business history. First of all, Domenico's been offline. His mum is very ill. You remember his dad got ill, and his mum got ill last year as well. And Domenico's very Italian. He takes time off. He goes and looks after his mum, and he's literally at the hospital the whole time. And that has been the case recently. So it's left us with just me, Anna, Michael, Sarah, the core crew. But Domenico is integral to every part of the operation. If you're running Facebook ads, you will deal with Domenico. However, we've dealt with one guy recently that refuses to deal with Domenico. It's that dealing with this one individual has reshaped our entire policy. So what we're going to do now is, as discussed, we're not going to do one-on-one with guys just for a little while. Whilst these webinar programs are in place, and I don't expect to ever stop running these webinar programs, right? There's what I'm going to do is I'm going to run the workshop probably once a month. So there'll always be a start date, the 2nd Tuesday of every month or something like that, or the 1st Tuesday, make it an RBA Tuesday, I don't know, we'll figure it out. But I've been doing weekly webinars, normally on a Tuesday night, and I send out information there via the subscription to the events mailing list, which is on, it's in Yabba. You go through the front page, hit subscriptions, and you just toggle on event notifications. If you're on that list, you'll get an invitation to one of these events. And we normally send it to you as a Teams link because we run these live webinars through Microsoft Teams, which is just a really effective way of doing so. The chat works well. We can record the whole thing. It's just a really good tool to use, and it's better than all these third-party services. It integrates with our operation. Microsoft is the bee's knees when it comes to this sort of stuff. You need to be using it yourself for the same reasons. If you're a Microsoft organization, a couple of people have sent me Zoom links recently. Don't use Zoom. If you're a Microsoft business, use Microsoft tools because they really do integrate with everything. Even if you record something and shares to SharePoint, you can dump it into OneNote. If you've got Power Automate set up, you can then filter all your recordings through to your CRM. It's just for all the attendees, so put a link to the, all those sorts of things you can potentially do. And that's without Yabba, because Yabba is very Microsoft centric. So at the moment, we're running these fantastic programs. I haven't run one in 2 weeks now. I've had a couple of messages through the day from people saying, when's this program? And that gets me to the point. 9 minutes into this video, and I'll tell you the point. The point is, I'm doing a webinar on I think Wednesday night, Thursday night with 3 guys, Kelvin, Robert, and Jonathan, and it's just to test a bunch of the changes that we've introduced. I'm going to talk to you about those changes because this is the program you should be subscribing to. Bottom line, because you get better results than you'll get anywhere else. And I challenge any of our active guys. We've only got about 150 guys running ads at the moment through Yabba, and if there's a single guy that is paying more than $16 for a lead, and more than you can fill more than maybe $50 or $60 for a conversion into an opportunity, so conversion into a pipeline, write it in the comments below, because I want to be called out in this stuff. I sometimes get the conversion figures wrong, but I never get the lead figures wrong because I can see it on our reporting. The conversions, though, come directly from brokers, and at the moment the average is about $60 to maybe $80, I guess. For those people running our Nexus program, the conversion cost is $20 into an opportunity. That's $20, and they don't even pay for it. In fact, it's not $20 because the gift card is given away, so it's about $40. But that's into a direct opportunity, and they are the highest value candidates I've ever seen come through Facebook. The conversion rates are ridiculously high, consistently over 50-60%. So it's a really good quality candidate coming through in that program. So guys, I have no respect for the marketing industry in Australia, at least those people dealing with the finance space. There are a ton of really good agencies that, and I get along great with them. We meet up once or twice a week at different locations throughout Sydney, sort of get together. We don't talk shop, it's just because we're all friends. But the one thing we kind of share, the one commonality, is we all sort of hold the financial marketers in a measure of contempt. All these guys mirror our $100,000 cashback guarantee. They don't publish it, publicise it as heavily as I do, but they all offer exactly that same guarantee. So there are a lot of digital guys, but most of those digital guys that focus on the finance industry don't know what the fuck they're doing. So we want as many guys as possible to sort of jump through our webinar process, because you'll come out the other end and you'll know 10 times more than these guys ever will. You'll be highly educated. People like, I give Jess P a lot of grief. She's got the biggest horseshit program out in the industry at the moment. I don't know what she's doing. It's like, years ago, I was, when I was airline flying, I was in the cockpit of a Boeing 777. We're about to blast off to Los Angeles. And I remember distinctly sitting there. I was in the right seat, checking the flight plan, which is submitted automatically. I was checking against the paperwork, and a guy asked if he could talk to the pilots real quick, and I said fine, just send him through. And he came through and let me know that he was a simulator enthusiast, and if we needed any help we could call on him through the flight, and we laughed. We thought he was joking. Now it turned out that this guy, I probed him and said, simulator, you mean you teach in simulators, or like full motion airline style simulators? And he said no, Microsoft 2012 or whatever it was at the time. said, okay, thanks, mate. And the last thing he said before he left is, look, I'm highly trained. Do you want me in an exit seat, or do you want me somewhere closer towards the door? And we said, no, it's fine. And we just handed him back over to the cabin crew. But that's the product of that Dunning-Kruger bias, which is where one's subjective take on their capacity is not matched by the objective reality of the situation. It's a polite way of saying someone's delusional, and there is a lot of delusion in the industry. What we're offering you is the ability to get yourself to a point where you understand that you know nothing, but you know enough to be better than everyone and be brilliant at what you do. So I'm really keen on getting people onto this program. We are taking early registrations for people that don't want a website as well, because the website and the non-website people will be bundled in together. The same webinar applies because it's the same plugin. The functionality and the features and all that sort of stuff, the back end, the forms, the landing page construction, everything essentially remains the same. So for the moment, if you could not text me and call me asking me when the next webinar will be, because I've got to run these 3 guys, introduce them to a bunch of changes, and then we're just going to get their ads live that night. On the first night, I want to do a couple of sessions with them, and that's that. And we've had to change the way we do things on the basis of dealing with, it really is just one individual specifically, but that one individual is enough to screw with our heads to a point where we're just having to step back from the whole thing and distance ourselves, because he's literally a mind screw. I could show you the text chain and all that sort of stuff. It would blow your mind. But that's that. When this webinar takes shape, it could be as early as Friday. It's probably more likely to be Tuesday or Wednesday. You will come out the other end of that, and you'll be able to launch your ads effectively straight away. It becomes a creative endeavor because we provide you with all the technical aspects. We provide you with the email autoresponders, the email support campaigns, the SMS stuff. The landing pages are pre-built, prefabricated, which you can change. Everything is just designed so you can focus purely and squarely on the creative aspect of the ad, which I have mentioned a couple of times now is what matters. If your ad is in any way identical to somebody else's, your ad will perform poorly. It'll perform, every ad performs in this industry, even bad ads, because bad advertising works just not as well as good advertising. So I know I've covered a lot in this. I'm just arriving at this guy's office once again. So guys, call me 0400 777 300 if you do want our website. We do have a couple left. Obviously with the new plan of attack, it's going to be very expensive to get yourself into a website and wear those colors, but certainly you need to be doing it if you want a truly effective and powerful and persuasive funnel and advertising campaign. You cannot have an effective funnel without a website that supports your efforts. If anyone tells you otherwise, they're full of shit and they're just trying to support their own crappy product. So guys, give me a call, 0400 777 300. That number again, 0400 777 300. Bye guys. Bye-bye.